right, well, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Raw After Party with Gonzo and OG Tony, presented by In Your House. I'm Gonzo. He's OG Tony. How's it going?
Going good, man. I love that promo Josh come up with. It's outstanding. Uh, Chris, I don't know about you, but I thought or at least I thought I seen a very good Raw tonight. I really enjoyed it. What do you think?
I enjoyed it until the end. I didn't like that Solo lost. But other than that, I really liked it.
Yeah, I was a little surprised, but I think that's a big cliffhanger for next week. I mean, they're posted. Roman's going to be on next week, so they're going to deliver him to him. What's going to happen from there? It could be interesting.
As lo-
So,
I'll be okay. I'll be okay with it as long as he doesn't join the bloodline. If he just shows up Monday and joins the bloodline, then to me that's stupid.
it could be.
As long as that does, I think he's going to do something, or hell, LA Knight might get involved. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but yeah, if they just put him back with the bloodline, to me that this whole thing, him doing the stuff he's been doing, was a waste.
Yeah, I hope not. I agree with you. I think there's still a lot more story to tell. I think they're doing a great job. But let's get into it. We'll get to that. Let's get into the show. I like the way they started the show. One of the first things they said after they played some promos was they announced Royce Keys. They showed what happened to him and everything. He's going to be out indefinitely. I like that. You know, picking up where we left off last week. I like that. And then we have Solo Sikoa, and come out, and then you have Jey Uso, and I love the promo. The feud is interesting to me, uh, and they set up a match for later in tonight. Uh, I really like the way the show opened. What do you think, Chris? Can't hear you, Chris.
I'm sorry, I muted myself because I heard some noises in the background. But no, I loved how it started with Solo coming out, singing singing Jey Uso song. It came through the crowd. I thought that was awesome. And then of course Jey Uso came out there, and that's when they uh, set up that match
Yeah, the
where if
other thing
Solo loses, he had to he got to deliver him, and if Solo wins, the family would leave him alone. But no,
yeah,
when Solo says Solo Dolo is in your city, I was
yeah.
cracking up. Like he's been great. That's why I don't want him just to throw him back into the bloodline and him go to where he's
I
not talking and shit again, because he's been awesome ever since they gave him Mike and just let him go.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And but the other thing I enjoyed in that promo when Jay told him, he fired the shots and Solo was ducking. He's in the crowd
Yeah.
ducking. It was awesome.
He said anybody get shot.
Everybody okay? Yeah, he's one of the best things they've
And then
got
at the
going
end
right
of the
now.
promo when he done the pew, that was
Yeah.
hilarious too.
Yeah, yeah. He's one of the best things they've got going on Raw right now, or whether on SmackDown, Raw, whatever shows he's been on, he's been really good for the last month or so. So I
And
agree with you. Hopefully they do something with that, not just make them straight into things like
yeah.
Jacob did.
Another thing I liked about the promo too was because Jay told Solo he needed to fall in line, and then Solo turned on Jay and said, "What did falling in the line get you?
Yeah,
You fell off the line. You used to
yeah.
be world champion." And like I thought that was done real well.
Yeah, it's very real. I really enjoyed it. Thought it was good. And then you go to the next segment. You got Jacob Fatu and Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso backstage, and they're kind of going at it. And thought that was interesting. They had a good flow with the Bloodline story, even without Roman being there tonight. I thought that I didn't miss Roman. I thought they did a real good job of that tonight. Uh, so I think they're moving pretty well. We go to from there. Then they had the first match. We had Penta and Laredo Kid. Uh, I thought it was a pretty good match. First round tournament match for the number one contender tournament for the World Heavyweight Championship. There will be a luchador taking on Penta on September 14th in Mexico City, live
He
on Raw.
faces either Psycho Clown or Laporta.
La Parca.
or Laparca. Yeah, Laparca. I don't know why I
You remember
said
Laparca
Laporta.
from
Yeah,
WCW. It's not
yeah, I
the
remember
exact
Laparca.
same. It's not the exact same Laparca, but it's been like 3 generations. But uh, yeah, I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was a pretty good match. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I thought it was a solid match. There was a couple times I thought uh, Penta was moving a little slow compared to how he moves sometimes. But no,
Yeah,
I thought it was a real solid match. It was entertaining. Had me, and then but I think you look at the participants in that tournament. I think Penta's going to win the tournament.
I do too. I think it's going to be Penta and Ray Phoenix, his brother, in the finals, and then I think Penta's going to win the tournament and he's going to take on Roman. And if they want to take a swing, Chris, to me, you have Penta beat Roman, have something happen, him beat Roman, and then 12 days later, on the 26th in Chicago, you have Roman and Penta on that show, and Roman gets the belt
Could
back.
could you have Dom interfere?
It could. I mean, who
Because
knows?
he's mad that he's not in the tournament, and
We'll get to that, Anthony. We're going to be talking about Becky here in just a minute. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. Uh, but yeah, I thought it was a solid match, and then we moved on from there uh, to the Vision promo in the back. That was a little bit of a weird promo. Braun's not himself right now, so it's very interesting what they're doing with Braun Breaker. But I tell you, I thought they did a good job with the flow of the promos and the matches tonight. I mean, they had 2 or 3 segments with Braun. They had a lot of segments with a lot of different people, and they flowed very well. So I really enjoyed. What do you think of the Vision promo with Vision and Braun?
yeah, I liked it. Braun just looks like he was in his own world, just standing there staring, still wrapping his head around Oba getting in his face last week. Yeah, I liked it. I'll tell you what, Tozawa's underrated. Like
Yes,
that dude. I know he's small, but that dude can go. Like I thought he looked really good in that match. I really did.
I agree. That was the second match of the night. We had Tozawa and Austin Theory. Uh, I thought it was what it should be, except I was expecting a little more of a squash, and it wasn't a squash. Tozawa was very good in this match. Uh, I really enjoyed the match. Uh, I thought it's a good way to set up. You're gonna have Otis come back eventually and go after the Vision. But yeah, I liked it. Of course, it looked like Tozawa's in a lot of trouble, and Pierce and the lackeys from the back come back to try to stop him. Well, then Braun is in the ring with Tozawa, and looks like Tozawa is going to get really destroyed. And Obafemi comes out. I like the way they did that. They're teasing it. They're moving slow, but I like the kind of face off. Not really a face off in the middle of the ring because you had everybody around them. I like where they're going with this and how they're building it. I think this could be a huge match. My only concern is Braun's probably going to lose, but that concerns me a little bit. But I mean, I think there's ways that you can still keep him strong, especially if that causes him to leave the Vision, maybe. But what's your take on that match and the stuff with Braun and Oba?
No, the match. Like I said, I thought the match was a good match. Like I said, I was impressed with Tozawa. Um, no, I thought they done it well with Oba coming out. But not saying they should have had physicality between Oba and Braun necessarily yet. But the one complaint I would have about Raw tonight was you had another face off that we'll be talking about here in a minute, and they didn't touch each other either. So to me, you need one of those segments need to have should have had some physicality in it. And I can understand if you didn't want to do Braun and uh, Oba yet, but I thought the other one should have had some physicality in it.
Yeah, that's
I don't think you should end both of them, but kind of the same.
okay. That's fair. That's fair. I don't disagree. Let's move on to the next segment. This was the one Anthony was talking about. Stephanie Vacur and Becky Lynch. At the end of that promo, Liv attacks Becky. Uh, yeah, Becky and Stephanie face off a couple different times. Is that what you're talking about? There should have been some physicality between them, maybe.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think the reason they didn't since Liv attacked Becky.
Yeah, since Liv ended up coming back out, but before that, I was like, man, it's kind of missing a little something.
And going to what Anthony said, did you have any issues with Becky trying to speak Spanish to Stephanie?
I didn't have any issue with it, but I mean, what about did you?
No, I didn't either. To be honest with you, it wasn't a big deal to me. That's just kind of who Becky is. Becky's kind of a face right now. She's kind of in between right now. I don't know right now if she's a true face. I don't know if she's a true heel. She's in between, so I'm not sure where she's going for sure. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you, Josh. I
Yeah,
still think
I think he's getting ready to leave division. Just because, just kind of the way they're kind of building it. I think he's getting ready to kind of leave division. I well, we'll get to that segment here in a minute. I almost skipped ahead.
yeah, and I've got a point on that with Braun. What I think Braun, what they need to have Braun do. Now, whether they do that or not, we'll see. But yeah, I like what they're doing with Stephanie and Becky and Liv. That's one thing I noticed with that, and also the Intercontinental titles and even the World title. It seems like they're trying to get these things important again. Having possibly three or four people, possible contenders, and like they're having the tournament for Roman. And L.A. Knight's wanting his shot for Roman. I like that they're putting an emphasis on trying to make the titles important again because over the last since WrestleMania they hadn't done a very good job of that, and even before that at times. So I like where they're going with that. From there, after the Stephanie promo, we had a backstage promo with LA Knight and Solo, and that's where Solo's kind of warning, man. We need to stick together because you don't understand if it's not you against Roman, it's you against them, And he's trying to talk to LA, and LA evidently didn't listen. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's why I kind of think that you might see LA Knight get involved next week with something to do with Solo, because of that because of that segment. Yeah, I like what LA Knight's been doing. I used to not be a real big LA Knight fan, but here over the last month and a half or so, he's kind of turned me into a fan of his. I
Yeah.
love the promo work he's been doing. Last week I thought he was great, and I thought he was real good again this week.
Yeah, I see what you're
And
saying,
him
Anthony.
and Solo, him and Solo have a pretty good chemistry together too.
They do. They do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Solo and
I
LA
agree.
Knight work real. They like to me. They're great together. They have a good chemistry together.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. I think that, uh, well, we'll get to that when we get to the end because I don't want to give away the ending a whole lot. But Anthony, real quick, I get what you're saying about her accent, but again, I think that's her heel side. Her heel side is the one that would try to speak Spanish, not her face side. So I still think she's in that kind of middle because she is a smart ass. She's cocky, and she's always going to be that because she's the man, whether she's a face or a heel. So I think that I don't think it, I don't think it was a big deal. At least not to me. I understand if it was to you. Okay. Let's move on. The next segment was match three, Dragon Lee and Dominic Mysterio. I thought it was a really good match. We'll talk about what happened afterwards, after the match. But one thing I really loved in this match was when Dom did that 619 from outside the ring using the apron. He didn't use like from inside the ring where you go in between the ropes. He used I'd never seen that before.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's never been done, but I had never seen it. I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was pretty good, especially the second half of that match. What do you think, Chris?
yeah. No, I thought it was a real solid match. I enjoyed it. Uh, yeah, it went back and forth too. I know Dragon Lee ended up getting the win. But yeah, it was. Do you think they gotta be careful about Dom losing, not losing too much? It seems like here lately he's been kind of losing quite a bit. I know he's the champion in AAA, but it seems like he's been losing quite a bit on on
On
Raw.
Raw. Yeah, I don't disagree. Even though kind of AAA is kind of like Canada, how how Brett, was a good guy in Canada and a bad guy here. That's kind
Yeah,
of way Ray. That's the way kind of Dom is over there. So I don't know if it makes a difference over there to them because it's almost like Bizarro Land because it's the opposite. But I get your point. A lot of people are commenting that they didn't like Dom being involved with the last storyline uh, with Dan Housing and stuff. But I think he's okay. I was a little surprised that he lost the match clean. That was the thing that
yeah.
kind of surprised me. That was that. I didn't surprise me him losing, uh, because you really what I thought they was doing, Chris. To be honest with you, I thought they was going to set it up where they was going to injure Dragon Lee, and Dom was going to take his place in the tournament. That's where I thought they were going, but that's not where they went. So I was a little surprised there. But again, I thought it was a good match. Uh, the next segment, we had Soruka promo backstage saying that she's coming for revenge, and then she's coming from the Intercontinental Championship. We get a Danhausen sighting. Danhausen wants to be a partner, and she turns him down. Said no, she already had a partner. So I thought that was interesting. Um, Not a big promo, but I think So needs to have little segments like that to get better on the microphone. Your thoughts on that?
Thought, thoughts on what? I missed it.
On on the So Ruka promo backstage, what she had to say. I think it's
Are we not
good. I
going to
mean,
talk
it was.
about wait a minute. We're not going to talk about what happened at the after the
Oh, I
Dom
missed that.
match.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah, you're right. I did. I skipped over that. Sorry about that. Yeah, Big Cass comes out and destroys Dragon Lee, and Javon comes out and tries to make the save, and appears he's making the save, and then he gets destroyed. So your thoughts on that, Chris? Sorry about that.
No, you're good. I like what they're doing with Big Cass. I think they've made him look. He's looked real good, but last week and this week, so it's going to be interesting to see where all that goes. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Like he came out and just destroyed Lee, and then Evans came out, and I liked Evans came out aggressive and went straight at him. But yeah, I like the way they're making Big Cass look like that, just like that unstoppable badass, and it's going to be interesting. I like the way they're building them up.
I do too because that could be somebody that could be a match for Oba down the road. And they need people like that. And people are going to say, well, but Javon getting destroyed. Javon's going to be an underdog. Javon's always going to be one big match away from being a champion. So Javon's fine. Javon's a smaller guy who can go. He's not super small, but you know what I mean. He's not
Yeah,
big. But he's always going to be with his character and his style, just one win away from the big time. So I think Javon's fine. I'm not worried about Javon at all. So I
no,
know
I'm not
some
either.
people will say that. So I think Javon's in a good place. Uh, now could that Dragon Lee be hurt now and not be in the tournament and somebody replace him? So because Cass did put it on him pretty good. So we'll see about that. But back to the Soruka thing. What do you
Well,
think? I thought.
before
Go ahead.
Soruka, you had the L.A. Knight and Jacob Fatu.
I already talked about that. About the warning. Remember?
Oh, okay. Okay, we talked about it before. Okay, but it happened.
Yeah. Oh, I thought
I was
I
just
had it
going, but
happen. I had it happening before. We're getting confused, Chris. Because I had it before the Dragon Lee match.
I wrote it down after the Dragon Lee match. But okay, it's okay. It don't
Okay.
matter.
Well,
As long as hey, as long as we covered it, that's all that matters.
hey, we got it covered. Okay, we're getting confused. We're okay. But anyway, did you have any thoughts on the I've been trying to get this damn fucking Soruka problem. Did you have any thoughts on that?
On what? The Sol Ruca match?
Promo backstage. Remember when Danhausen came out?
Oh yeah, yeah. It kind of surprised me. Danhausen wasn't on the show hardly at all. He just had that one little thing. So I think they're trying to walk that line of not using them too much.
Yeah,
I think they were starting to push it a little bit because hell there was 2 or 3 shows in a row where he was involved in 2 or 3 segments
well,
on every Raw. So
they
uh,
used him a lot in June and July.
yeah, so you saw like they took a little back seat with him. No, I like that the promo with Soul, and then the match was good too.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get to that match. Had Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez taking on Sol Ruka and Io Sky. Yeah, I really, really like this match, especially towards the end. I thought the last 5 minutes got pretty good. Sloppy early in spots, a couple spots, but I thought it was a good match. I love the counter that Sol had.
I know. Josh Hill, he about ready to reach through the screen and choke me if I don't let him talk about Soul.
No shit, man. I mean, goddamn, give Sol a chance. But anyway, but we'll have to get a sign here. Give Sol a chance. But I love the counter that Sol did on Roxanne Perez Pop Rocks, where she went through it and landed. I can't kind of describe it, but it was outstanding. I really really loved it, and thought it was a
She
good
basically
match.
done like a back handspring right through it.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed that match. I thought it was solid. I think that may be good for So to have some matches like that. She came in on her own, got the belt early, maybe too soon, but I think she's going to be fine. Your thoughts on the match, Chris?
Thought it was a good match. Liked it, other than one part.
Okay.
It was when they were on the outside. Ruka, Ruka jumped off the apron and took out Rodriguez, and and then here comes and then Perez starts to she runs like she's going to jump through the middle rope, and then all of a sudden she puts on the brakes, grabs the rope, and steps out on the apron and jumps off the apron. It made it look stupid. It was like it almost looked like she got scared.
Do you know why she did it, Chris? I can tell you why she did it. So wasn't in her spot. So was too far back, and if she would have went ahead and did it, she'd have crashed and burned. Because so wasn't what she was supposed to be. So that's because you
Yeah,
see her kind of stop, and then
yeah,
she stepped
because
through.
it almost looked like she second thought jumping. I'm like, what's going on? But okay, I didn't notice that Saul was that far away.
So wasn't in her spot.
But that was to me was like the only thing in the match that was off was just that one little part there.
I agree with that. Hey, yeah, good evening, Chris.
Hey, how's it going, Chris?
But that's one point I want to make about So. I think they need to calm down on the spots. I think they're worried about her having too many spots and stuff like that. If you have so many spots, and she's got to remember all this stuff, something like that can get lost. So I think they need to. She's good in the ring. Just let her wrestle, do this spot when she needs it. But I think they're trying to rely on it too much.
No, I see your point.
Uh,
But no, I
okay,
thought, like I said, it was a good match, solid match. It was entertaining. But yeah, that part right there stood out because I was like, what is she doing? But I didn't catch that Soul wasn't in position.
yep. And Chris, I think you may have been my next thing. I think you was talking about this promo because LA Knight had a couple promos after that stuff. We had LA Knight promo with Adam Pierce where he's talking to Adam Pierce about, he wanting his title shot. He said, remember he had a lucha mask? I said, I'll put on the
Yeah,
damn mask and do the mask. That was after the other promo I was talking about. And this is where Jacob Fatu came out, not the solo promo. They had another one after that with, do you remember that with
yeah. That's what I said was LA Knight and Jacob Fatu. That was right. That was right before the Soul Ruka match.
I thought it was after.
It don't matter if it was before or after. But that was
Okay,
yes, that was what I
whatever.
was talking about.
Okay, well, they had an LA night before Soul, and then they had okay, I had it after, but any fucking way. Anyway, I enjoyed
Well,
that promo too.
it was a good promo. Yeah, he said I can put you're having this tournament. I should be getting this shot. I can put on a damn luchador mask and get the tournament through the mask. And then Fatu basically warning him about staying out of family business
Yeah, yeah,
again. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
yeah, I agree. I thought it was very well done.
But then
Uh,
the next promo or next segment was probably one of my favorites of the night.
okay, the Braun and Paul.
Yes, Breaker and
Yep,
Heyman. I thought that was great.
I agree. I agree 100%. I thought
Breaker wanted to know if Paul thought Oba was the future, or Paul kind of kept dancing around it basically, and Breaker kept wanting, and then Paul basically challenged Breaker, said,
yeah,
"I'm going to respect Oba till you give me a reason not to."
me
So
too. I loved it.
yeah, I thought it was great. That like I said, that was probably my favorite segment on Raw tonight.
I don't disagree. I thought it was one of the most impactful things on Raw tonight because I think they're telling the story really well. They're doing really good. I thought the flow of the show was really good tonight. I thought the show went by really quick. And I enjoyed that segment. I think they're doing a good job. Like you said, that maybe they should have had some confrontation, but I think it's like really, I think it's a little too soon for them to have a to really get physical because I think it's going to be a big build. And really, what I think should happen after Paul saying that he needs to put Braun needs to put. Oh, I'm not talking about on the shelf for months, but he needs to take Oba out of commission for a couple weeks. He needs to attack him and put it on him. I think that's the next step for me.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
really
no,
want
I
to make
agree.
if you want to make Braun believable, he needs to put it on Oba one time and make it believable. That's what I think. Uh,
No,
then
I
we
agree
did
with
have.
you.
Are you gonna let me? Got another Soul Ruka promo. Are you gonna let me talk about it or not?
Yeah, I'll let
Okay.
you talk about Ruka this time.
Okay. We we had we had her and EO Sky back here. EO Sky was just kind of back here, just making faces, but and Lyra Valkyrie come
Yeah,
back
what in
and
the hell is up with Lyra Valkyrie?
I don't know what this looks supposed to be, but
She look.
it's
I'm probably gonna piss some people off, but she kind of looked like a homeless Bailey
yeah,
in a way. Like what in the hell's going on here?
yeah. I don't disagree. She's got a look going, whatever you want to call it, but I like the promo though.
Yeah, it was a good promo.
I thought it was solid. Again, I like Soul getting more time on the mic. Lyra, I think, is getting more comfortable also on the mic. So I thought it was solid. I enjoyed it. And then, Chris, we had the match, the one that was made earlier in the night, Jey Uso and Solo Sokoa. If Jey wins, he delivers Solo back to the tribal chief next week. Thought it was a pretty solid match. I know you weren't happy with the result. Uh, I think the result is fine if they do things right next week. Now, the question is, what's right? I don't know. Um, what I envision don't mean that it's going to happen. What I envision is they're going to have Solo out there and they're going to be treating him terrible, beating on him something, and LA Knight's going to make a rescue. Uh, and not going to let this happen. And maybe make a tag match or something else down the road, or maybe set to LA Knight. Okay, LA, you want a title shot? If you and Solo can beat me and Jay at Saturday night's main event, you get Solo. If you beat us, you get a title shot, and Solo don't have to be in the bloodline. Add stakes to it. So
Yeah,
what do you think?
yeah. I thought the match was pretty solid. Like I said, when it first happened, I wasn't a fan. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't expecting I thought Solo was going to win, so it caught me a little off guard when Jay won. But yeah, as long as they don't just stick him back with the bloodline and we go back to getting Solo, that's not talking and not doing, and as long as they don't do that, I'll be okay with it. But I think that the promo earlier with Knight, I think Knight's going to come out and something's going to happen with that. I agree with you there. Now, Jay Uso got to get in better shape though. That dude was blue. That dude was blew up before the match ever started. If you saw him over here well, you only got to see didn't get to see much of Solo's entrance because it was during
Yeah.
commercial. But when they came back, Uso's over there in the corner and he can barely fucking breathe. And the match hadn't even started yet. It's like, dude, you got to get better at managing that. But no, I thought it was pretty solid match. I was just like I said, I went in the match thinking Solo was going to win, so it kind of pissed me off when he didn't.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, I thought he was going to win too. I really did. So maybe it's a good thing they went a different direction because people would say it was too predictable. But yeah, I don't want to see what they did. I mean, you had Fatu lose, and then he falls right in line, kind of with the bloodline. I don't want that to be Solo. So hopefully that's not the case. I think next week's show is going to be a good show too, though. I really enjoyed this show, Chris. What kind of rating would you give it?
I'd give it an 8.
Really, I give it 8.5. I really like the show. I'd like they had a lot of segments with not just the bloodline, but LA Knight got 2 or 3 segments.
Yeah.
Lyra got Lyra only had one, but So had a couple of segments. I liked it. I liked the flow of the show. I thought it was good, and
And
I'd like. Go ahead.
one way they could go with it too is because yeah, Fatu basically kind of fell in line, but there's also been hints that there's also been hints that he could end up turning on him. So I mean, could next week when they try to bring Solo in, could Fatu have enough and say this isn't going to happen, and and be like him and Solo. So it could be interesting to see which way they end up going with it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm interested to see. I don't think I don't think Solo's going to go right in line. I
I
don't
don't
think.
either. If he does, to me that is a waste to do what they've done.
Or what if they do a segment where he's online and they get a hold of LA Knight and going to beat up LA Knight and he ends up helping LA Knight? Or I mean, there's different ways they can do it,
Yeah,
but it's going to be interesting. I like the direction WWE's going. I think they're trying to make the belts mean more again. I like this tournament that they're doing. Um, I enjoyed the show. I did have one other topic I want to talk to you about, and it was brought up on our other show earlier today, and we didn't go into it because it was part of the rapid fire, so I didn't want to interrupt that. But Warren brought up, and it's a kind of big story on independent wrestling right now. The son of AJ Styles did a show for Game Changer Wrestling. Some people said it's the second match. I think it's the second match with Game Changer. I think he's had a couple other matches too. Um, but he was at the show, and I'm not even going to say the gentleman's name. I didn't write it down because he's not a big name in independent wrestling. Maybe a little bit, but he's trying to make a name. He's running his mouth and upset because Avery Styles is not paying his dues. He should have been there. First, he said should have been setting up the ring. Had to clarify that because the ring they had their own ring crew. So the only thing the Game Changer wrestlers had to do was put out chairs. And I guess he took it upon himself to say to say something to Avery Styles, and Avery just kind of didn't pay no attention to him. So he took to social media and bitching about, paying your dues and stuff like that. And of course, AJ Styles, Avery's dad, said, "Look, they hired him to come wrestle. That's what they say. Hey, you be on the show, come do this," and that's what he did. That's what he got paid for. Uh, And since then, the owner of Game Changer Wrestling said, I will make something perfectly clear. I respect the such and such wrestler that made this statement, but by no means does he speak for Game Changer Wrestling. So from what I read, the Game Changer Wrestler has pretty much their own crew that they bring in their own crews to do the ring setup, and I guess some of the wrestlers do help with the chairs. Your thoughts on that, Chris? Do you think it's a big deal that this kid's not paying his dues? He's 22 years old. How do you feel about that? Because we're around a lot of independent wrestling.
Yeah, I think the dude that's bitching is stupid because yeah, independent wrestlers pay their dues, but you pay. First of all, I'm not an independent wrestler. I've been around independent wrestling here quite a bit the last 5 years. The guy when you're younger and you're paying your dues, you're paying your dues to your home promotion. That's where you pay your dues at mainly is with
Yeah,
your home promotion. Not when you get hired by another promotion, especially one like Game Changer that is it. I know they're not a huge promotion, but for the indie promotion, they're pretty big. They they're traveling around the country. You get hired by one of them. Fuck, I don't expect a guy to go set up. Now, if you're with the people that trained you and you're just starting out, okay, okay. But like I said, most of the time to me, you see the guys when they're paying their dues, it's usually with their whatever is considered like their home promotion where they work at all the time. You not when they're on road shows. Usually that promoter has his guys, and
yep,
that's who takes care of that stuff. Not the
yep,
not the guys that he just brought in. So
yep.
to me, it's a guy that's trying to get clout
Styles,
off
name.
of his name. He's trying to get clout off of him, knowing, hey, if I start bad mouthing him, it's going to go viral because his last name is Styles, and when that goes viral, my name is going to be in it. It's to me, it's just a guy. Sounds like a guy that's jealous and is trying to get some
No, yeah.
attention on himself.
Well, a guy that used to be with WWE and NXT, AJ Francis, he's now with TNA, and I thought he brought up a good point. He said when I was with NXT training every day, he said I put up the ring. When you're in NXT, you put up the ring, you do everything. Said when you're in NXT working for WWE, you pay your dues if you're in NXT. And he said I paid my dues in NXT. So now if I go to promotions, I'm not going to. They hire me and paying me $1,000 or whatever to come in on the independents. Or I'm not putting up the ring. And this guy want to keep bringing out photos. Well, look at the referee for the Little Nate. He. See, that's part of his. That's something that guy don't realize. That's part of his job. He's a referee and he also works on the ring crew, and he gets paid for that. He gets paid as a ring crew member and also a referee. Little Nate does. Even at his age, he still does that stuff. He also brought up some old pictures of Cody Rhodes doing independence and doing ring work. I'm sure that was when he was doing independence before he ever went to NXT and stuff, or after he did NXT. And if he did, he did that on his own because he wouldn't have had to. I guarantee he wouldn't have had to.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think. Like I said, I think this guy's just trying. This to me, it's
Yeah,
just this guy trying to. He's jealous because that guy has that last name, and he knew if he said something and it would go viral, and then
yeah.
his name be associated with it and get attention on himself.
I,
To me he's just clout chasing. To me
yeah.
to me to me, what's his name? Is it Avery
Yes.
Styles? Like that to me, like yeah, if you're getting hired by Game Changer to go wrestle, you don't have to go set up nothing. Now if you sign a contract and that's in the contract, okay, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if you're not signing the contract and and you agreed to that when you signed the contract, hey, to me you don't have no responsibility. Like I said, when I see it on the indies, most of the time the younger guys when they're doing that, it's with their home promotion, and it's usually like the brand new guys. You don't like you see a few of the older veteran guys that still do that stuff, but you also see a lot of them that don't.
Yes.
So like, yeah, like I said, it's just a guy. Hey, unfortunately nowadays most people have to find something to bitch about.
Yeah, like you said, I think it's jealousy. That Styles kid probably getting paid more than what that guy is already, and he's probably upset. I mean, they called Styles, and they called him for a reason. They called him because he's AJ Styles' son. Like it or not, that's why he's on Game Changer in his third or fourth match.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. I mean, like it or not. I mean,
It's all.
it,
That's also why Dominic Mysterio wasn't in NXT. It's all like it's all like uh, newsflash. It's not just wrestling business. It's in life. Like sometimes your last name uh, can be a big deal. And hey, if you're born in a situation like that, take advantage of it. Like the people that are bitching about it, if the shoe was on the other foot, they'd be doing the same exact thing.
yep. And I think the kid's doing the right. I think AJ's talked to him. I think he's going to work different places. Do I think he's going to end up in NXT? I think he will eventually. But I think that it's good to experience everything, you know, especially he's got that opportunity to experience everything because of who he is. Not everybody gets that opportunity. Take it. Oh, Josh, what'd you think of tonight's show? I thought it was pretty solid. I enjoyed it. Chris liked it, except he hated anything with Saul Rook in it. Fucker wouldn't let me talk about it at all.
I don't know how you
I
got
got out
shit
of
out.
order.
I don't know how you got shit out of order. Like
I think you got out of order. No, I think I did. I don't think I had it out of order. I think I read it out of order. I'm old. Fuck, leave me alone.
all right. Do you have
No.
anything else before we get out of here for the night?
Well, no, just everybody out there. Hey, check out In Your House shows all this week. They Josh and them have a Raw review show on Tuesday around 6:30. Of course, they got the WCW Watch Along show, him and House on Wednesdays, probably around the same time, around 6:30 or so. Uh, Also Thursday we've got the AEW Dynamite show with me and House and Josh. That's always a good time. Me and Chris will be back on Friday with the SmackDown. Uh, in your house after party on Fridays. Also, check us out, Gonzo's Sports Room, Gonzo's Wrestling Room. We got Gonzo's Sports Room tomorrow night at 10. Uh, Chris, the Wednesday show, we got one at 8. The GWR, Gonzo's Wrestling Room, Independent Wrestler Spotlight. I think I'm saying that right, hopefully, at 8 p.m. with War Ready Malenko. And that's be watching some matches with him and showing those matches and talking about them. I think that's going to be fun. But if you haven't seen Malenko, you're missing out. He's fantastic. Also, we'll be back at 10 o'clock on Wednesday at with Hot Seat with OG Tony. I have to thank him old. And then Thursday night, Gonzo Sports Room at 10 o'clock. That's a lot to remember. I'm old. And and don't forget inyourhouse.com, their website. Got our links and other people's links on there. And check out all their shows and stuff. So uh, hopefully everybody has a good night.
All right. We appreciate everybody watching. Like he said, check out inyourhouse.com. Also, check out Gonzo Sports Room on all our social media as well. And we will see you guys on Friday.